So one of the things that Liam's readings have taught me is that I shouldn't think too much before I act. So I haven't prepared exactly what I'm going to say in this testimonial, except that I just really want to applaud Liam for how powerful his work is, and how it's really impacted my life. Even in just a few sessions, I feel like I've experienced a real paradigm shift in the way that I kind of have compassion for myself and also feel empowered in the world. I have done a lot of personal development work over the last few years, and have dabbled in kind of the more spiritual spaces, but admittedly was a bit skeptical. But I decided to give it a try with Liam. And I think one of the most powerful things in the approach in general is just the ability to get out of my kind of cognitive and analytical way of thinking. And instead of having to explain myself or ask questions or provide context, I just feel like Liam makes me feel so comfortable and also just talks to me, and gives me something to think about and respond to, but that I don't even have to respond. He just knows without me having to explain anything. And that's so powerful, because I think I often try to, in some ways, manipulate the world around me into thinking certain ways so that I can come off in a certain way. And Liam just cuts to the core, but also in a way that's very playful and compassionate and approachable. It's not it can be confronting, but I think he knows what I can and cannot handle. So when he gives me some hard truths, it's always wrapped in this blanket of warmth and real kind of humanness that is not too aggressive and often very funny. I laugh and giggle through most of the readings that we've done, partly because they're so true, and it's just very amazing. So I highly recommend working with Liam. I think it can help anyone if you're open to kind of taking a real look at yourself and kind of the energies within you and the patterns that maybe developed when you were younger but no longer serve you, or kind of whatever. For me, that was the case. I did my last reading with Liam just over a week ago, and I had one of the most action-oriented and incredible weeks of my year, and that's saying something for 2020. Since then, I made an offer to buy a house. I broke up with a relationship that I didn't need to be in anymore. I made moves to start my own business all at once. And it was almost like I knew most of what Liam told me. It wasn't like there were many very surprising realizations, but he has a way with metaphor and with words that make me see things that I needed to see. And he frames it in a way that it's really understandable and allows me to just think differently and move forward. So I highly recommend a session with Liam, or many sessions, because there's so much to explore, and the realm of possibility that he can provide is really immense. So, yeah.